Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Race Science webinar. Today, we're going to delve into the power and functionality of the Race system. So thank you very much for joining us. Before we start, I'm going to quickly go over some housekeeping notes. So as you might have noticed, this webinar is being recorded, and we will share the recording publicly afterwards, together with the presentations. During the presentations, please keep your microphones muting and your cameras off, and then you can turn them off, and then you can turn them on for the discussion. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand or post any questions or comments in the chat. And with this very brief introduction, I would like to pass the floor on to the project's technical coordinator, Gorka Epelde, for his presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, and good morning. Thank you for the introduction, and good morning, everyone. So I'll proceed with the presentation of the RACE project. I will present it on behalf of the consortium and the project coordinator. So I will start presenting the project objectives and directions. Okay, as most of us will be aware, open data enables many scenarios and brings many benefits like increased transparency, accountability, improved decision making, increased innovation, improved efficiency, economic growth, improved public services, and empowerment of citizens. But not always it's possible to directly enable and work with open data. So our motivation is also coming from an analysis from the European Commission, where they were analyzing which were the obstacles to the management of and sharing of research data, and also where usually people deposit their research data. So focusing on 4 elements of this area, which would be the obstacles related to possible commercial use of the shared data, the misinterpretation risk, the lack of recognition of the one that is capturing and preparing the data, and also data protection. RACE presents and aims to work on moving open data to data open for processing. So in those scenarios where data is not possible to be shared fully openly, to enable the required services to access it for processing. So well, here we can also see that there is many doubts or different ways of people will deposit the data. So this is the main motivation of RACE is to provide an alternative to data opening data for processing. Okay, so in this picture, okay, we have the coordinator of the project, which is Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, which is coordinated by Dr. Constantinidis. And I'm today presenting this RACE project on behalf of him and the project. So the project name is the Research Analysis Identifier System. We started on October 2022, and it's planned to be finishing by early 2026. And as already described previously, the main aim of RACE is to provide mechanism for distributed crowdsourced data processing system, moving from open data to data open for processing. So somehow enabling sending scripts to be run against the real data, which is usually protected data. And also one of our main goals is to accredit those researchers that contribute with their work, with their scripts, with their code, and with their data to the community. So this is recognized. Again, trying to protect and protecting the protection regulations. So we are composed of different partners through Europe and also from Canada. And I will try to summarize how RAISE works. So the idea is that the researcher community makes data sets accessible, then other researchers come and can look and find the different data sets that they are of that they can work on research over them, and to allow the researcher to prepare processing in a script based on synthetic data or a smaller shareable version of the complete dataset that has been uploaded to be kept in secure ways. Then the researcher which has developed processing script against this shareable small or alternatively synthetic version of the data can upload a processing script to be run on the remote nodes to get the research software results for the complete dataset. Okay, so based on that, we register the results and generate a PID, a persistent identifier for that software experiment, which is written after different hashing steps to a blockchain for reproducibility of the experiment. And in this PID, we capture the author, the source script, the dataset, and the results of the experiment. So the author of the experiment has this RAI ID, and he can decide to share this identifier with the community or with in an initial step with fewer people. Maybe, for example, if it's one typical use case is to send it together to a journal submission so that this can be explored by reviewers and can be reproduced. So then we enable through services to validate the authenticity of these results against our system to the researchers that have identified this experiment RAI ID on the literature, or that has been directly shared by whoever made this experiment. And then this researcher or new researchers can apply scripts on a different dataset or identify similar dataset and prepare scripts. And again, the cycle would be to perform new experiments, to register, and so on and so forth. Today I have 10 minutes, but we have a detailed explanation of each steps, which I have summarized. And I will pass into the high-level components of how our system is built. So the research community contributes to different nodes, the data sets and experiment scripts. So then this information is maintained in a catalog, which stores, as we said, the experiments into the blockchain and also communicates the experiment and the datasets available to the OpenAIRE graph. And let's say that the entry point for a research community is the central hub, and then they upload the data to specific nodes where they can could be from a lab or from their lab or for more generic ones, applying different policies. And the cloud server has certain functionalities like a catalog of datasets, the discovery, the registration or finding of a PID register experiments, and so on. The different nodes have different functionalities for curation and preservation of datasets, generating datasets synthetically, checking that the dataset is not uploaded I mean, a dataset downloaded from somewhere else from the race system is not again uploaded and claimed as own. Some code quality assessment, code security, reproducibility, and for beneficiaries, there is ongoing development of SDKs to facilitate developing code for this and so on. We have different application domains as pilots in the project, and one application domain is health, another one is mobility, another one is environment, and then there is one specific that aims to do a cross-disciplinary of the previous three in the Thessaloniki city. With that, I think I'm done with the RACE project presentation.
Thank you very much, Gorka, for this overview of the RACE project. So with this, I would like to invite Ilias to share his screen and guide us through the RACE system.
Hello, welcome all, good morning. So let me share my screen here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, all good.
Okay, perfect. So welcome all to this RACE webinar. Today, it's the first time that we will demonstrate our current version of the portal and the RACE portal and catalog. Currently is locked behind the basic authentication because we are working on our management system, so we need some time to integrate it to the portal. So let's start. Firstly, I will demonstrate you the overall of the portal, and then we will go through some functionalities of the portal. So let's sign in. This is the main page. In the left side of the portal is the main menu, and this is the landing page. The landing page follows the designs of a marketplace, of any shop, so the user can search its dataset. So this is the basic page of the portal. Let's go to my board. The portal is divided in three, let's say, entities: the dataset, the scripts, and the experiments. The researcher can upload the dataset and script and then run an experiment. When we access the dataset, as we can see here, in the left side, we have our summary of all of the dataset that this user have. Currently, we have created only user that to demonstrate the process. So here we can see how many datasets have been used, or some of them are unused. Let's also in this top bar we can upload a new dataset. I will demonstrate you later on all the process. Let's go back. In my script menu, we can see this, all the scripts of this user. In the first column, we have the name of the script, when it is created, the code analysis, and if this code analysis has run. For example, here it's untested from our RACE analyzer. Here we can see which experiment ran this script, and also the git name of the script. Let's go. Additionally, we follow the same logic here, just the upload button to upload the new script. Let's go back to experiments. It follows the same logic again. In the top, we upload an experiment, then a table with all the experiments. As you can see here, I will explain you briefly what is every column means. This is the name. Below the name, we can see the script that this user ran for this experiment. Additionally, we can see the dataset, and also we can see if this the current status of this experiment. For example, here let's see that this experiment still running on this node. Additionally, here we can see that this experiment is already completed, but it's not uploaded to the blockchain. For example, this means that everything is completed. For example, the experiment, and additionally it's registered to the blockchain. So let's go back. Here we have the about page and help page. We just need to add some content. So let's go to the first page and see some functionalities. The list is fully sortable, as you can see here. It's also clickable. Here we can see the metadata of its dataset. It's in work in progress, the similar dataset and the status of this. Is there any question or no? So proceed. Additionally, we can search, for example, here, which click flowers. We can see that we have 2 results. We can reset. Additionally, we will add many more filters here. So let's go from my board and upload the dataset. We will type a name, flowers webinar, for example. We can select a node. We have many nodes. Right now we have one for the Western Macedonia. This is from the AUTH University, Aristotle University, and this is from VICOM Tech. We will select VICOM Tech. We will select, it's the folder here, samples, webinar example, okay. Currently, the portal supports only XLC and the CSV. So we'll go to the next step. Let's type a type description. I have one ready here. Next step, publisher, I'll add me, Ilias Romas. License is public. Creation day to day, publication year, I know this is from 2001. So here is the creator name. I don't know, I will add use creator as a name. User, rank, the creator rank, I will add 1, and the PID will add something like this. Okay, and then we press the button upload dataset. As you can see here, I will go back to the dataset. Now this is the newly created dataset. Okay. Now we have it here, all of the details, the metadata. We will add many more in the future releases. Let's go back to my board and we can upload a new script. Name is webinar script, webinar flower script, let's say. Okay. For now, we support only Python for the experiments, so upload our code and the requirements txt. Okay, we hit the upload script. If any error occur, we can see a notification here. Okay, let's go to my experiments. As you can see here, where is it? Let's go to the next. Here, as you can see here, the status is untested and the analysis here button is disabled. So it will give it some time. As you can see here in the disclaimer, the analysis needs some time. So let's reload the page. Okay, the analysis is ready. So if we press the button, okay, so no vulnerability is detected for this script. 44 are our total statements. Misstatement is 44 again because we didn't provide it a test function or something like this, and 4 are the dependencies. For example, here we can see some analysis. Let's go probably to this one. Okay, as you can see here, the score is not 1, so everything is okay. It's 0 is 82%. So as you can see, and we can see press more info. We can see some recommendation and some vulnerabilities report. So this is critical, a critical report, and this is a moderate. So we need to update this or fix any of these errors. So we can also download it. Again, the same thing because we didn't provide it any test function. So as we have our script and our dataset, I will go here to my experiments and I will upload a new experiment. So I'll name it webinar flowers. Okay, I'll select the dataset here. There is a list, all the available datasets, the user dataset actually. So this is our newly created. Here we can see again our dataset in order to not to search it from the list, and the same thing for the script. We can see also the additional this as an additional information, the assigned node, because this is the node we uploaded the dataset. So we upload the experiment. Okay, the experiment successfully uploaded. And as we can see here, the experiment is in running state at the VICOM tech node. So this may need some time. So I will demonstrate you previous experiment. For example, we can see this, the traffic status here. It's already in place. So we can press the download button. Okay, this is just typical. It's just a zip file. We can open it and here you can see, wrong. Okay, so you can see the report. It was just a classification script and the confusion matrix for this experiment. Just like this. So that's all. That's the entire flow right now for the portal. So if you don't have any questions.
Ilya, we have already 2 questions.
Okay, yeah, I cannot see them, so please go on.
I can read it.
Yeah.
So the first one is that the publisher is not the race system, but the individual uploading the dataset. Is that right?
Yes. The publisher is the registered user of the arrays, actually. So yes, because we have only one user right now. I use my name. Yes, Gorka, please go on.
Yeah, if I may, I mean, the concept behind this, as we were previously saying, is that we want to recognize also and measure those authors that are contributing with their data sets and how much they are being used in different research. So yes, the ownership is related to ownership. Yes, it's related to the author or the user. And I'm not sure if I left it totally clear, but also I wanted to remember why there are different nodes and why we upload to different nodes, which is that I could be, for example, a researcher from VICOM Tech, so I trust on my node or because I want to have it there for I don't know, IPR issues or reasons or so on. So I would say that the idea would be that different labs would have their different nodes, and usually they will upload their datasets to their nodes. But then if you also have one dataset that you would like to upload and you don't have exactly any lab or any node available, then you could also upload it to any of them or to one that you might have more relationship. And there is also planned to be a deployment at the central hub, one node within the central where the portal is also deployed. So this would be another option. So thank you.
There are a lot of questions, and that is good. So yeah, Ellie, if it's clear, we can move on to the next question. which was what does the ranking reference? The ranking in the outcomes.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now, yes. Yes.
The other question was, what does the ranking reference? The ranking that was presenting in the results.
Yeah, Gorka.
You mean on the results or when he was uploading a data set?
No, I
Because
think it's in data set, not in the results. It's here. When you press and upload, that's the notification I mentioned before. So this is required. So let's type something like this and to the right.
yeah. Eli is saying the author, but I understand because I wasn't really on top of this. But I believe that this creator is that a dataset can have multiple creators.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So the idea is that Ilya, for example, can upload a dataset that Ilya and myself have worked, and as in a publication, we can have that the rank, for example, for this dataset is first Ilya and then myself or something.
Yeah, exactly. We can have multiple fields here. That's what Gorka just mentioned here. And this is the idea of the creator. So
yes, she's the ordering of the authors of the dataset. Yes,
exactly. Don't know, is there any question? I forgot to mention that the portal is also responsive to use it also in tablet and mobile phone. So just a note.
So there are two other questions.
Yes.
Sorry, Gorka, please go on.
Yes. Go on, Despoina, please.
Yeah, there are two other questions that I think are related. The one is that if we can show one script, and related to scripts, there is a question about the input and output requirements of the script. So if there are any input and output requirements.
The input requirement, I mean, the script must be Python, one of the latest versions, and we need also the the requirements txt. For now, we plan to integrate more than Python. I mean, Java probably other language. I mean, and the output we plan to have a downloadable version here in the dataset, as you can see here. Above similar dataset, it will be an option to download some sample of the dataset to run it locally. I mean, for a script for this dataset, and then you can upload your script to run the entire dataset in Node. So I don't know if this covers you, but I think for the input and the output.
Yes. Just to add to your response, Ilias, yes, there are some specific requirements that the script must fulfill. It must fulfill like a specific code structure that will be provided for you, for the users, like a template that you must fill with your code. And yes, the only requirement for the processing scripts now is to use a Python version. And the idea is in the future to make available for other programming language, but for the moment only Python will be supported. And yes, you need also to provide a requirements file in which you will need to specify all packages and versions that you will need to use for the experiment.
And maybe can you show one of the scripts?
I just did that question in some time to find the script.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, this is just a classification script. Yes.
Yes, maybe I can explain a bit
Yeah.
because
Let's
I
go
have
on. Yeah.
created this template. Okay, go up, Ilias, please.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, then like always, you need first to import some libraries, and then you have to create my code class that must be heredited from the abstract code runner. This is a internal step that need to be fulfilled in order to process the experiment. So the only thing you will need is to fill the run code function of this script. The data line you don't need to edit because this is like an internal function that it's called to obtain the data from the system, and then you can put the code. You can make some functions and so on, like in this script example, and then the results must be a list of dictionaries that need to have the data file in which is the results data, the classification metrics or the plot on the figure and so on, then the name you want to give to this results file, and the format or extension to this result file. And then you will receive in the results a zip file with all these results that you have specified in this script. It's quite complex, I can find, and we will try to make it as simple as possible for researcher to fill the template with their code.
Yeah, I would also like to add to this that in these initial versions, we are not making any results check somehow, but we are right now also discussing and thinking on how to limit the content that is requested to be sent as result, and this is a real research challenge. I also had, I don't know if there is further questions. Ilya, I also had a question which I
think
wasn't.
there is
Yes.
another question. Do different nodes have different hardware specifications?
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yes, at the current stage, we don't have any. I mean, there are minimum specs for running this, but what we also have some tasks are related to if experiment is very popular. So if or a data set in a node comes or becomes very popular, we are planning and developing the mechanisms to detect this and to prepare the data sharing agreements to move these data sets, if needed, to the central infrastructure where more powerful infrastructure is available, with the idea to run it there. So in the current implementation, there is a minimum specs to run this and a maximum time of script running time. If more time is required or so on, can be explicitly asked. And we're also looking into enable running this into a more powerful architecture, I would say. And also, Ilya, I had a question on the dataset section of a person. I've seen that there was unused. So this on the left. So this unused means that they have not yet been used in experiments.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay. It was.
this is related to the user. So each user needs some in the future version. We need every user will need some permissions to use this data set. So I can upload the data set and you can use it, for example, but
Yes.
you need to grant access. So this is a work in progress. That's why we have already this.
Mhm.
And this is just a filter to see if we run any script or if we forgot something. So it will be additional field here.
Oh, good, thanks.
Thank you.
If there are any other questions, and please feel free to ask whatever you think and might be of interest to you for the system, because what we want right now is your view on that. So please feel free to raise your hand and speak. There is another comment. How can you send out feedback after the webinar? That's a good question. We will share with you a short questionnaire to share your feedback also after the session. But we have prepared also during the session this discussion part. And so maybe I can share my screen because we have prepared a small Mentimeter.
Thank you.
I don't know if you are all familiar with Menti. So can you see my screen? Is it okay? So please all go to menti.com and it will ask you to add a code, and you can add this code 1440.
I can't see your screen.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, sorry.
Also, Despoina, if you can share the link in the chat. Yeah,
Now yes.
that's great.
Thanks. Thanks.
So you can you have three options. You can either go to Menti or scan this QR code or follow the link that I will send you right now in the chat, so that you can enter the Menti. And we have prepared some small questions so that we gather your feedback to what you have seen today in this session's demo. So we'll give you some minutes, and please let me know if you have any issues with accessing, or if you are already there in the Menti. Again, you can either go to menti.com and add this code, or scan this QR, or just click the link. So we go to Menti. You have already answered the first question, and that's good. You don't have to be kind. You just have to be honest. And this is the first demo that we are doing for the real system. So we expect that you cannot see the whole usability and usefulness. And we hope that this will increase as we will continue working on the system. So please be honest and don't be kind. Okay. If there are any issues joining, please again let me know so that we can assist you. I see 73 answers, and the distribution is good, and we have some honest people saying that they don't like it so much at this current version, and this makes sense, of course. So we can proceed to the next question, which is what specific features did you find most useful in this preliminary version of the system? So from the features that have been presented by Ilias, uploading dataset, uploading script, downloading, getting the reports, running experiments, adding the experiments to different nodes, which do you think are the most useful? Please try to focus also on what the system can do for you and how it can help you for your research. So I see here one comment, different nodes used. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that. What do you see most useful on that? Why do you think that this is an asset of the system? In the UI, okay, the UI seems to be nice for people to use. Uploading scripts. So what do you think that this gives you, let's say, extra from other platforms that you can think of the question in that way? What would you think that are the features that are additional to other similar platforms? Downloading process data. Thank you. Script data and experiments in one place. They have everything tidied up. Does anyone want to add something, like speak? Okay, we can move to the next one. What improvements would you suggest for enhancing the platform usability and functionality? So again, this is the first version, but we would like to hear your views on any improvements that can happen, any additions that we can have, any features that you see missing. Okay, so no improvements. The system is perfect. Whoever wrote this, wrote datasets, wrote and edit script online, would you like to comment on that a bit further on what do you mean? More types of datasets and more types of coding languages. process bar for the experiments. Use of existing open tools. If you want to elaborate on that, I think that people don't want to speak today, but if you want to elaborate on that, please, it will be very useful for us. Okay, let's move to the next questions, because we are also moving towards the end of this webinar. So we would like to give us one word to describe the user interface in terms of clarity and ease of use. So one word, simple, nice. Okay, so there's no negative opinions for the user interface, which is good. And thank you for that. We have seen, and Gorka has presented also, that the privacy issues and security issues are a very big deal and a huge fear for researchers to share their data. So how confident do you feel about the security of your data? So would you feel confident to upload your data on this platform, or you see some threats already? So thank you for being honest, and that's good for us to know, because we should also focus on enhancing the confidence for data security and enhancing the real security of the data, of course, but also how this will be communicated to the people and external researchers. We have some last questions. Which features did you find the most valuable for your data setting and analysis needs? And let's go directly to our last question. Again, we would like you to be honest with that and let us know in a scale from 1 to 10 how likely it is to continue using the platform in its current state. As you have seen it, of course, from this short demo, what do you think? And if you would like to, if you think that you would recommend this platform to others for their data sharing and analysis needs. And again, we understand that this is the first version, so we would like to improve the features that we provide and to give actual value to the researchers that will be using the RAISE platform. Thank you all. We can, as we move towards the end of today's meeting, we will also share with you this questionnaire, this short questionnaire, and we would like you to give us 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time in order to give us further feedback on the features that we provide. And we would like to do that because we believe in the power of community. And we speak a lot for open science tools, open data, open software. We want to be open as researchers, citizen science, but who will benefit at the end from all this? And the answer is the researchers. You that participate in this webinar are the end users of the RAISE system, and we would like to build a system that will fit your needs. So there are a lot of benefits that we try to take into account and provide through the system, while at the same time, we also try to face the concerns. So you can see here that this was another survey that we were doing internally of what are the concerns for open science, and the privacy, data security, plagiarism are on the top. So we are trying to move the whole system towards that direction. And we try to do that through this continuous interaction with the community, not only with the RAISE consortium, but also externals. And that is why we have these webinars with OpenAIRE. And this is the second webinar that we are doing, and we are now presenting the RAISE system, because we want to build a system that is based on the science, on the researchers' needs. And you can see also the different releases that we will be doing throughout the years. We are now in the first release of the system and our second internal milestone, and we will continue releasing other features of the system. So if you follow this series, this webinar series, you will get to know more about the system. And please get involved. It's really important to design with us the RAISE system, so that at the end we give the research community something that's valuable to use, easy to use, useful. So you can go to our website and register to the RAISE community. In the communication that we will do afterwards, we will include also the link to register, but you can do it also through our website.
Despoina, there's also one more question in the chat from Bianca. I don't know if you had the opportunity to look at it. Perhaps this will be the last one, and then can close.
Well, there are actually two questions. Which one is more conceptual and related to this decentralizing open sharing of the data itself. And the next one, which is whether this platform could be used for open data processing. So we haven't implemented that way yet, but we have in mind also to be able to use our ecosystem to work with open datasets. And I think that if we make it possible to work with open datasets, which are also downloadable, we can also get or we can get less disincentivized people of using the platform or sharing the datasets openly. I think that it could also help.
And if I may add, in this simplifies to open data sharing, what we try to do is we try to let the technology adapt to the user's need and not the other way around. Because if we try to force people to open their data, they might not do it. So we want the technology to move toward the direction of the user's needs. And we have the opportunity, they have the opportunity to like openly share their data, but we want the people that don't want to actually share them openly to be able to give to the research community the possibility to analyze the data, because at the end, what gives us value as researchers is the analysis and the results that we will get and not the raw data. I think that if there are no more comments, we can close the meeting.
Yes, we're at the time exactly. So it was well timed. Thanks a lot for joining, everyone. We will be following up, as Despoina said, with a questionnaire, the recordings, and the presentations. And we're looking forward to having you in another RAISE and OpenAIRE webinar. Thanks a lot for joining. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.